And welcome, welcome, welcome. This is the Common Constitutionalist coming at you with the Common Constitutionalist Weekly Podcast. And I'm going to be discussing one topic and one topic only. It may be short. I may drone on. I don't know how it's going to go, but we'll see. It's a glorious day. It's kind of like the first summer day, summer weekend in New England. It's like 85 degrees out and sunny. So I'm going to do this podcast, and I'm going back outside. So there. So anyway, what we're going to discuss today is the Muslim ban. Yes, the Muslim ban that's going before the Supreme Court, and they're going to try and reinstate the 6-country supposed Muslim travel ban, which isn't, but we'll discuss that today on the Common Constitutionalist.
Listening to the Common Constitutionalist, broadcasting from an undisclosed location, free from the prying eyes of establishment black helicopters.
Okay, and here we go. Ah, yes, the Muslim ban. Yes, indeedy. It's a Muslim ban. It's a travel ban. No, it's not. Yes, it is. It's a travel pause. No, it's not. Yes, it is. Because Trump said so. No, it's not. Yes, it is. It's so ridiculous. It's just a bunch of freaking semantics, and that's all it is. But this is from, I don't know, I got a bunch of stuff from a bunch of different sources, and like a dope, I forgot to write it down and give attribution, so I apologize to anybody who happens to recognize, hey, I wrote that. Whatever. They probably aren't listening anyway, so I don't have a thing to worry about, do I? So it says that Trump keeps tweeting that the pause of allowing persons from 6 specific nations is a travel ban. Well, it is, but that's okay. Some say that this is, some say, the some and the they, some say that this is undermining the administration's case before the Supreme Court. Some, like George T. Conway III, man, I love that. He should be a country singer, but he's not. He's an attorney, and he's the hubby of Kellyanne Conway. He commented on one of Trump's posts, and he said, "These tweets make some people feel better." Let me try that again, shall we? These treats, trick or treat, no. These tweets may make some people feel better, but they certainly won't help OSG, which is the Office of Solicitor General, get 5 votes in SCOTUS, which is the Supreme Court of the United States, which is what actually matters. And he ended the tweet with, sad. Oh yes, so sad, George T. Conway III. I love that name. George T. Conway III. Love it, baby. So, anyway, what is so wrong with calling this a travel ban? A temporary travel ban. That's what it is. It's a temporary travel ban. That's exactly what it is. It's what it should be called. And that is not illegal. The sound of it might make some people feel bad, or it might sound mean because Trump's such a big meanie. Who cares? My family and my safety is paramount. It's a lot more important than some refugee's feelings or the feelings of some jerkwad politician. I don't care what they feel like, how they feel, or whether they think this is a travel ban for all Muslims, which it isn't, or a travel ban for just 6 states that have known ties to terrorism, which of course they do. That's why they were singled out. Of course, they should add a lot more, in my opinion, but that's just my opinion. So, bottom line is, if it keeps us safer, then tough crap for everyone wanting or claiming to want to get here. And maybe, like some say, it won't make us safer. Well, it may not, but it sure as crap ain't going to make us any less safe. And the argument, when it's so ridiculous on its face. If this was a Muslim travel ban, I can't remember how many Muslim majority countries there are in the world, but there's a crap load of them, and we're singled out only 6th with known ties to terrorism. What the heck is so wrong with that? If this was a Muslim travel ban, every country would be banned, wouldn't they? Either temporarily or, like Syria, permanently. or at least until things kind of settle down in Syria, which they're not likely to do this century anyway, seems like anyway. But I mean, that's just a fact. So it's not a Muslim travel ban. It's a temporary travel ban for just these 6 countries. It's like beating a dead horse, but it's a dead horse you got to continue to beat because people don't get it. And the people that do indeed get it, the left, the lefty judges, the lefty politicians, and the lefty pundits, they all get this. They all understand that what they're doing is wrong, but they don't care. It's all a bunch of political word games, and that's all. Well, I was about to say that's all it is, but that's not it. That's not all it is. This is more about beating Trump at every turn. Everything he brings up, every initiative he tries to push through, the left's sole job is to beat him back and to make sure that he loses. That's their sole job in life, period. They won't allow anything positive to come out of the Trump administration. That's their goal. So the bottom line is if he's for it, the left is against it. If he's against it, the left is for it. And we've seen this happen time and time and time again. Look at the Comey thing. It's the exact same thing as Comey. The left hated Comey, and now all of a sudden he's the savior. They love him. They can't get enough Comey. It's Comey 24/7, baby. Yeah. It's ridiculous, and it's as transparent as glass, man. It's so ridiculous. And speaking of ridiculous, I just noticed the time, and I've been droning on for like 6 minutes. Let's take a quick break. Be right back. You're listening to me, the Common Constitutionalist.
Yeah, baby! Yeah.
The interesting thing is when you look at this whole, it's a travel ban, no it's not, it's a Muslim ban, no it's not, the courts are taking Trump's words into account when they shouldn't be. It should be the written record that they take into account, and that's it. It doesn't matter what Trump tweets. It doesn't matter what Trump says. It's what the document says. This is what we want to do, and this is what you have to rule on. Not what Trump tweeted 6 months ago or even last week. That shouldn't have any bearing at all. But like I said, this does sound eerily familiar because this exact same thing happened, about 8 years ago in 2009. Remember this? Obamacare. It's a penalty. No, it's a tax. Oh, no, it's not. Yes, it is. No, it's not. It's a tax. No, it's not. It's a penalty. No, it's a tax. No, it's a penalty. No, it's a penalty because Barack Obama said it was a penalty. He definitely said it was not a tax. But yet, here we are. We have Obamacare. Shocking, ain't it? And this is from 2009, I think. Yeah, this is from 2009. It's an ABC interview of then-President Barack Hussein Obama with ABC's George Snuffleupagus, where the Supreme Court ruled 5-4 today, back in 2009 that is, that President Obama's health care law, his top domestic policy achievement, is constitutional because the individual mandate, the penalty individuals must pay for not buying health insurance, can be considered a tax. No, it's not. Yes, it is. No, it's not. Like I said, sound familiar? They continue. As Congress crafted the law, there was some dispute over whether or not to consider the mandate a tax or a penalty. In this September 2009 exchange with ABC's George Snuffleupagus, President Obama maintained that the mandate is not a tax. They didn't use his words. Funny that. Luckily for Obama, the Supreme Court held that he was wrong. Son of a gun. He wasn't wrong. They just ruled that it was a tax because they wanted it. Well, let's just continue, shall we? The law stands only because Congress has the authority to tax something Obama maintained it wasn't trying to do. Okay, again, sound familiar? Snuffleupagus. During the campaign, under this mandate, the government is forcing people to spend money, fining you if you don't. How is that not a tax, Mr. President? So Obama said, well, hold on a second there, Georgie boy. He didn't say Georgie boy. He just said George. Here's what's happening. You and I are paying $900 on average, our family, in higher premiums because of uncompensated care. What does uncompensated care mean? Does that mean care you're not compensated for, which means you have to pay out of pocket? Is that what he meant? I don't know, whatever. Now, what I've said is that you can't afford health insurance. You certainly shouldn't be punished for that. Really? That's just piling on. If, on the other hand, you were given tax credits, we've set up an exchange, you are now part of a big pool, we've driven down the cost, we've done everything we can, and you actually can afford health insurance. Don't you love this? Back 8 years ago? Man, talk about going back in time. This is absurd. But you've just decided, you know what? I want to take my chances. And then you get hit by a bus, and you and I have to pay for emergency room care. Snuffleupagus. That may be, but it's still a tax increase. Wow, way to go, Georgie boy. Obama. No, that's not true, Georgie boy. Again, I added boy. For us to say that you've got to take a responsibility to get health insurance is absolutely not a tax increase. Are you hearing this, folks? It is absolutely not a tax increase. Now, how in heaven's name can the lower courts today take Trump's words that it's a travel ban, so what, that it's a Muslim travel ban, or if it's anything else, when you could see this in black and white, and you hear it on interview after interview back then, that Obama was adamant about this not being a tax, yet son of a gun if they didn't find it a tax. What it's saying is that we're not going to have other people carrying your burdens for you any more than the fact that right now everybody in America just about has to get auto insurance. Well, no, they don't. If you don't own a car, why would you have to get auto insurance? Nobody considers that a tax increase. People say to themselves, that's just a fair way to make sure that if you hit my car, that I'm not covering all the costs. And actually, with no fault, it kind of is, isn't it? But that's a topic for another day, but it ain't going to be. So you hear this, you see this, and you juxtapose this against what the lower courts have already ruled on the Trump case, and you look at this and you say, what the heck is going on here? Well, what the heck is going on here is pure politics, baby, and there ain't nothing about it. There's no logic, there's no reason. It's all lefty politics. And these judges are as leftist as you can get. Some of these guys might make Schumer look conservative. Well, okay, maybe that's a little off, but maybe they'd certainly make Joe Manchin look like a conservative Republican. That's for sure. And here I am, lost track again. Sheesh. This is becoming a habit of mine. So let's take another quick break, and we'll be back to wrap this up.
You're listening to The Common Constitutionalist. Let the truth be known.
And so all this energy and every lower court has ruled that the travel ban is in fact a Muslim ban, or whatever ban they want to put on it. And so all they do is they cite Trump's words and Trump's tweets during the campaign, and for that they overrule and suspend the supposed travel ban. Yet no one seemed to give a rip about Obama's words, who basically said the exact same thing on a different topic. Absolutely unbelievable. And so what's going to happen? I have no idea what's going to happen. I don't know what the Supreme Court's going to rule. Maybe Trump can get something on Roberts the way Obama did. I don't know. Maybe I assume, I don't know that Obama ever actually had anything on Roberts. I'm not certain about that. There's conspiracy theories all over the place that Roberts was threatened or something. I don't think that that's what it was. I don't think that he wanted to be the guy that stopped Obamacare in its tracks. I don't think that he wanted to be the guy in history that stopped this progressive thing from going through. And so I'm hoping maybe the attorneys that at the office of the whatever Solicitor General are taking this into account and have decided that they're going to argue not only the merits of the case, but the feelings of the case that you guys on the Supreme Court, you guys really want to be the ones that allow that one terrorist in that blows up the Empire State Building or takes down the Golden Gate Bridge or, who knows what? Do you guys really want to be the guys that rule that not reinstating this ban, well, not reinstating, it was never a ban to begin with, but agreeing with the lower court about not reinstating the ban, continuing the moratorium on this ban? Do you guys really want to be those guys that ruled this way and then something happens, something catastrophic happens, and you guys, everybody's going to look to the Supreme Court and say, you guys let them in? De facto, by default, you people let those guys in because you ruled this certain way, and now we've got thousands dead, and we've got massive destruction, and we've got banks, and the Wall Street is tanking, banks are failing, the economy is reeling, and you guys are to blame for it. Do you really want to be those people? I'll tell you what, if it were me, I would argue that point. Maybe I would do it a little more eloquently, so it didn't sound like a veiled threat, but that's how I would present it. Do you guys really want to do this? You lefties, yeah, you're going to do this. It doesn't make any difference what it is. If Trump says the sky is blue, you're going to say, no, it's pink. It's just the way it is. That's the way all these lefty stamps on the Supreme Court are going to react. But the conservatives and Kennedy and Roberts, of course, and the new guy, Gorsuch, he's a wild card. Until he starts ruling constitutionally, this guy's a wild card. We don't know what he's going to do. He sure sounds good. He's got the chops, so to speak. But until he starts ruling on these cases, or voting on them, or whatever, or writing opinions, we don't know where he actually stands. We thought we picked some good ones in the past, and they turned out to be complete losers. So I don't know where this is going to go, but this also should not be left up to the Supreme Court to decide. This is none of their daggum business. This is legislative and it's executive. This is not a judicial issue. But that's just me, and in my opinion, that's the Constitution. But who gives a crap about the Constitution anymore? So we'll see where this goes. I am cautiously optimistic about this. And again, if it were me, that's the way I would argue it. You guys, you look at every one of them in the face and you point at them and say, do you want to be that one vote? You want to be the fifth vote that denies the reinstatement of this order? Do you want to be the one that lets the people from Syria or Libya in, that blows up the Empire State Building or the Pentagon or the Capitol or something? Is it you? Because they're going to point at you. The first thing they're going to do if something untoward happens and we find out it was one of these refugees that you people let in, it's going to come right back to you. Do you really want that to happen? I don't think so. That would scare the bejesus out of me, man. So anyway, I guess that's about all I've got. I've droned on about this topic long enough just to say that this is, whether it's a travel ban or a Muslim ban or whatnot, Trump is well within his rights as the chief executive officer of the nation to make this determination and to ban anyone for a temporary. And again, this is not a permanent ban. This is a temporary ban. So he's well within his rights to do this. And it shouldn't even gotten to the Supreme Court. It shouldn't have gotten to any court because it was an illegal ruling, in my opinion. But hey, I'm not a lawyer. What the heck? I could just read the Constitution, but that's passé these days anyway. So this is the Common Constitutionalist signing off. Y'all have a blessed balance of the weekend. We'll talk at you next week, and I'm out. See ya.
Thank you for listening to the Common Constitutionalist Weekly Podcast.